Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
We'll just give a couple of minutes to let come to half past. Where are you, Anandadullah, Prabhu?
I'm still in Sabha Maharaj preaching. 2% joined in
You're in Sabah?
Sabha, Kota Kinabalu, for
Oh,
1 hour from Kuching
oh, 1 hour. Oh, yeah.
flight.
1 hour flight from Cochin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
North side, Maharaj. So far, two duty coming local people. This is they look like Chinese, but they can't speak Chinese. Mix with Chinese. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
They look like Chinese but can't speak
Yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah. The forefather, all Chinese.
Oh. What do they speak?
They speak Malay, English. Mm.
You speak in Malay with them, huh?
Yeah, I'm a speaker normally English. Yeah, they're all educated. JK engineer, Maharaj. That person.
Oh, they're
So
all
now
educated.
taking, yeah, be vegetarian, chanting 4 rounds.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Bye, amazing Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Nice, yeah.
Hare Krishna.
You didn't go back for Rath Yatra?
No, Maharaj. No.
You got a good visa there, huh?
Yeah. We have to do here, Maharaj. Try to open center before 27.
Okay. Okay, so
Hare
we'll
Krishna.
begin now. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we had a class yesterday. Maybe someone can refresh us something they remember from the class yesterday.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes?
Yesterday, the keep bewildered by Krishna, but actually the keep will bewilder the ordinary people mind. Can bewilder, but Krishna himself can bewilder the keep mind. So 1 point early stage next to Maharaj told yesterday.
Oh, ordinary people are bewildered by Cupid,
Yeah,
but
so you
Krishna bewilders
bewilder
the
the
mind of Cupid.
Cupid. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
that is the potency, the inconceivable power of Lord Krishna. Okay, thank you. Yes, somebody else? Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances to you and to all other devotees. Maharaj, yesterday you explained us that in verse 2, 33rd chapter, Lord is also expressed as Shauri. And you explained in detail about that word, that the Shauri word means warrior. And here it is like he is appearing as a cowherd boy, but he's being addressed as Shauri because, and you told that Shauri means one who carries a bow. So Shukadev Goswami is calling him as Shauri because he is quite, you told us, displeased with Lord. Because and Shukadev Goswami is sympathetic with the gopis because Lord has left them. So he's saying that because he is a Kshatriya, you told us in Dwarka, but here now he is a coward boy in Vrindavan, but still Shukadev Goswami is calling him as Shori. And then you also did a small exercise with all of us, like how do we, which feature of the Lord is most pleasing to us when we look at him. So that was a very good exercise contemplated. Like, and also you, Maharaj, you explained in detail about the left wing and the right wing of gopis, the Vamang and the Dakshinang. And
Yes.
Vamang thinks that the Lord is mine, and the right wing thinks that I am Lord Krishna's. So
Yes, right.
these were some of the points, Maharaj. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
So, where are we? Are we left wing or right wing?
Maharaj, I am a sadhak, Maharaj. I don't know where am I. You please guide us, Maharaj, and give your mercy and blessings.
We should be following Rupa Goswami, right?
Yes, Maharaj.
And Rupa Goswami, what's his
Is
mood?
following Radharani.
Yes, right. So we should be following Rupa Goswami, and he's a follower of Radharani, and Radharani is?
Left wing, Maharaj, Vama.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Okay.
take your mercy and blessings, Maharaj. I can follow all the rules and principles given by Srila Prabhupada and all our acharyas and Sri Rupa Goswami. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you very much for all that. Very nice. Okay, so we'll go ahead. So we heard Lord Krishna had reappeared to the gopis, and they were very delighted, of course, to be back in the association of Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna was sitting in their center, in the center of all the gopis, and the Lord Krishna was being worshipped by them. The gopis were honoring him. It says they were glancing at him with playful smiles and gesturing amorously with their eyebrows, massaging his hands and feet as they held them in their laps. So in this way they were worshipping Lord Krishna, but at the same time they felt somewhat angry, and so they addressed him as follows. So you're all going to take turns to read, is it?
That's correct, Maharaj.
All right, so who's going to read first? The text number 16?
Yes, Maharaj. The Kobi said, some people reciprocate the affection only of those who are affectionate toward them, while others show affection even to those who are indifferent or inimical, and yet others will not show affection toward anyone. Dear Krishna, please properly explain this matter to us.
Oh. So the gopis have put this question to Lord Krishna, right? We heard in the previous text that they were feeling a little angry. They've got a little anger in their mind, in their hearts, and they're at the same time they're very polite and respectful, and they're not putting, the question is, it's not asked in really in a challenging way, not directly anyway. It's as the purport says, it's a polite question. And the gopis want to hear from Krishna himself. Is he aware? Does he know how he's been dealing with them, and how does he feel about it? So the gopis have put this very interesting riddle towards Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna had left them in the forest all on their own. So certainly it was a big shock for them that they had come away from their homes and left their husbands and their family and come off to the forest in the night. And Lord Krishna had then enjoyed with them a little bit and then left them, just disappeared from them. So they're a bit puzzled by all of this, and they want to understand, what is Lord Krishna thinking? How did he feel? What was his intentions and his behavior? And they know Lord Krishna is very, very clever. In the Krishna book, Srila Prabhupada describes it in this way. I'll just read this section from the Krishna book. So Krishna was sitting by the side of each gopi, unseen by the others. Krishna was so kind to the gopis that instead of sitting in their hearts to be appreciated in yogic meditation, he seated himself by their sides. By seating himself outside, he showed special favor to the gopis, who were the selected beauties of all creation. Having gotten their most beloved Lord, the gopis began to please him by moving their eyebrows and smiling, and also by suppressing their anger. Some of them took his lotus feet in their laps and massaged them, and while smiling, they confidentially expressed their suppressed anger and said, "Dear Krishna, we are ordinary women of Vrindavan, and we do not know much about Vedic knowledge, what is right and what is wrong. We therefore put a question to you, and since you are very learned, you can answer it properly. In dealings between lovers, we find that there are 3 classes of men. One class simply receives. Another class reciprocates favorably, even if the lover is very contrary. And the third class neither acts contrary nor answers favorably in dealings of love. So out of these 3 classes, which do you prefer? Or which do you call honest?" So you can see Srila Prabhupada's worded the question of the gopis in such a sweet way, the gopis are expressing their humility before Krishna, saying, "We're just ordinary women of Vrindavan. We don't know about Vedic knowledge." We don't know what's right, what is wrong. This is very nice, humble mode. This is, of course, the kind of mode which we should have when we approach a spiritual teacher. From Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. That we have to first of all submit ourselves before the spiritual teacher, and then we put inquiries. So the gopis are humble, and their question is not put in a challenging manner. It's a very intelligent question. And you can see how Lord Krishna will give a very brilliant answer also to this question. So this is a very interesting part of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing Lord Krishna respond to the question of the gopis. And it's all about dealings between lovers. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, they were discussing like the Lord Chaitanya was hearing about different kinds of lovers. And it was being explained by Ramananda Rai. Lord Chaitanya was relishing hearing the different statements, how lovers will deal with each other. So the gopis are saying one class simply receives, another class reciprocates favorably, even if the lover is very contrary. And the third class neither acts contrary nor answers favorably in dealings of love. So the gopis are asking, which do you prefer? Or which do you call honest? They want Lord Krishna to make a stance. Where is he situated? What is his position? So this is a question put by the gopis, and we will hear how Lord Krishna deals with this question. So can we have somebody read text 17?
Murti Sri Mataji. Pandav Sikhi Mataji.
Which one?
17 verse, Mataji.
The 17.
17.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, so-called friends who show affection for each other only to benefit themselves are actually selfish. They have no true friendship, nor are they following the true principles of religion. Indeed, if they did not expect benefit for themselves, they would not reciprocate.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhupada has written about this in his purport, in his Krishna book, describing this first class of people. You can see here, I'll just read from the Krishna book. In answer, Krishna says, "My dear friends, persons who simply reciprocate the loving dealings of the other party are just like merchants. They give in loving affairs as much as they get from the other party. Practically, there is no question of love. It is simply self-interested or self-centered business dealing. Even those without a tinge of loving affairs are better than these merchants. So, this is actually this kind of relationship which is simply based on the exchange between another party, you know, give and take. It's like a barter, you know. In the days of old, they wouldn't deal so much in currency, but they would exchange. Maybe somebody grew rice, and they would exchange some rice for some spices or for some sugar, barter. And so similarly, sometimes you get exchanges between people, similar nature. Particularly in the Western countries, at these times, in the USA, for example, when people marry, there's always a big doubt. How long will the marriage last? Because marriages in general, they have a high failure rate in the Western countries, particularly in the USA. And sometimes it happens that when people marry, before they marry, they make an agreement, okay, that if we break up, when we break up, then you can take the house and I'll take the car, and you take the kids. And like something like this, you see, they have it all planned out, because the hope of being successful in family life and married life these days in the Western world is quite slim, and the divorce rate is high, somewhere in the region of 40%. So something like 40% of marriages fail on the first marriage. And then if it's the second marriage, there's a higher failure rate. It's like 60%. And if it's the third marriage, then there's even higher failure rate. It will be like 70% failure. So this is the situation in countries like the USA today. And what's there in the Western countries today, we often find it coming into the Eastern countries in the future. More and more, even in countries like India, there is more and more divorce and broken marriages. Because the marriage relationship it's not based on a genuine loving exchange. It's more of a business, How much money have you got, and how are you going to take care of me, and this kind of thing. So Bhakti Swami had an interesting comment to make about this. He was describing how one Bangladesh devotee was approached by another person, a person from the Western world, who challenged him. The person from the Western world was saying, how can you agree to get married to someone you don't know? You have these arranged marriages and you don't know the person. How can you agree to something like that, And the person from Bangladesh, he had an interesting remark to make in reply. He said to this person, he said, you Westerners, he said, you have some kind of love for each other before marriage, but after marriage, that love is quickly gone. He said, in our country, in Bangladesh, he said, we get married first, and then the love comes. So it's more natural to develop the loving relationship after marriage rather than before the marriage. It's one of the failures in the Western world, that difficulties for people to be successful in their family life. And because the marriage is just based on lust, it's how much you're going to satisfy my senses. And as soon as you're no longer able to satisfy the senses, then there is divorce. So this first example of loving affairs, which is based on something like a business or being merchants, this is not really a loving exchange. This is more a lust, an exchange of lust between the two parties. It's simply self-interested or self-centered business dealing. So this is how Lord Krishna responds to this first example.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes?
Maharaj, can I ask a question?
Yes?
Maharaj, here we can see the gopis, because of separation, they were in agony, painful, suffering, because Krishna left them. So Krishna is a Paramatma. Why he always, he say he want to increase the intensity of the love of the gopis. That's why he disappear, he make them suffer. Krishna is a Paramatma. He can make them increase their love without going through suffering. Why he never do that? Why he make gopis suffer to increase their devotion, love?
Well, we're coming to that. You know, you're jumping the gun a bit. You know, can we take it bit by bit?
Okay, Maharaj.
Yeah, it's going to, certainly we're going to hear about that. It's probably might be tomorrow before we get to that, but it's coming up.
Okay, Maharaj.
But for now, you know, we're hearing Lord Krishna's reply to this question of the gopis.
Okay, Maharaj.
Mm-hmm. And I'll read to you a little bit from Shivaram Swami's book, Naparayeham. Naparayeham, of course, means I cannot repay you. Naparayeham it's the first few words of the sloka, which comes at the end of this chapter. It means sloka number, I think it's 22. Naparayeham, right? It's, I cannot repay you. And Shivaram Swami wrote a very interesting book about this, collecting all the different quotes of the acharyas together and putting them in a story form. And it's all dealing with verses from 16 to 22, really. Just that's a book based on the 6 verses, where the gopis ask the question and Lord Krishna answers. So I'll read a little bit to you from it, describing about this material motivated love. So he writes, by the grace of such divine qualities, please heed what I have to say about the nature of unmotivated love, of which you are the presiding deities. If you examine your hearts, no doubt you shall confirm what I have to say. Sri Krishna does not know how to be kind when he wants to, said the sari, the parrot. But the substance of his words is most satisfying. In the world of man, where self-interest is the principal cause of affection, it is difficult to find genuine friendship or the observance of religious principles. Within this quagmire of lust, only a few rare souls are to be found who have developed selfless love and who, by its influence, help others without expectations of return. Such people are as rare as a beautiful lotus within a muddy pond choked with algae. In this way, unmotivated as individual jiva souls be they wait, have I got the right page? Just a minute. Oh, Krishna. Okay. Unmotivated by the love stands as a shining beacon within the declaring the endurance of purity, genuine friendship, and honest religious principles in the world. Compassion for the suffering of others is the most noble feature of the heart. Compassionate souls are naturally impelled to do good for others. They bestow their mercy without the expectation of reciprocal love. Right? So we're talking about motivated love. But here it's describing about great souls who will be compassionate souls, and they will give their mercy without expecting anything in return. So of course that's a kind of mood that's very rare. Generally what happens is people are thinking, what am I going to get? Just like a man may have a herd of cows, and he's having a herd of cows, and he's hoping he's going to get a big quantity of milk from the cows. So he's taking care of the cows. Is that pure love? Or is that just some business exchange? You keep a big herd of cows, and you just keep them to get the milk. So, what kind of attitude is that? It's not a genuine loving exchange. It's just some kind of business that you want to get the milk from the cows, and you're going to market the milk and make a big profit. So that kind of mood, the same way there's loving exchange between people also. We think, what can I get from this person? What do they have to give me? We don't think about giving, we think about what we're going to get. So this kind of love, this is not very pleasing to Lord Krishna. All right? And certainly, Lord Krishna is not in that category. He's not that kind of lover that he's just trying to exploit the gopis for his own pleasure. All right? So we'll go ahead, read the next verse.
Yes, Hare Krishna Maharaj. Verse 18. My dear slender-waisted gopis, some people are genuinely merciful or, like parents, naturally affectionate. Such persons who devotedly serve even those who fail to reciprocate with them are following the true, faultless path of religion, and they are true well-wishers. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
They are true well-wishers, right. So, the second class of people is being described. That they're genuinely merciful, naturally affectionate, and we're told like parents. Now, parents, mother has to carry the child in her womb for months and suffers a lot, and then gives birth. Then she has to breastfeed the child and nurse the child, raise the child, clean the child, bathe the child, dress the child. A mother has to sacrifice a lot, and the father also. The father of the child also working, bringing food, maintaining, paying the different bills, looking after the health and so many things. So both mother and father, they sacrifice a lot to bring a child into the world. It's really a wonderful, a noble service to do. And it's often not always appreciated, of course. And even the children themselves may not appreciate it. The children grow up, and as soon as they're a little bit mature, then they go off, and they leave the mother and father. And at the same time, the mother and father are there like a ATM, right? Mom, I need money. Dad, I need money. I need this. I need that. You know. And the parents have to fork out. The parents have to pay everything, the education and so many things which the child has to go through. The parents are responsible for all this, and the children don't always appreciate it. They may fail to reciprocate with them. They just say, "Oh yeah, they're my parents. You know, they have to pay the bills. I'm not worried about them." So thinking about parents, but parents, they're usually genuinely affectionate to their child. And you can often go to people's homes and you'll see the mother and father have got pictures of their children. And they got pictures of their children when they graduated from the kindergarten. And then they got the picture of their child when the child grew up and went to primary school. And then went on to secondary school. And they show the different pictures. They keep pictures of their children. And they keep pictures of their children when they graduate. And then when they get married, then they have pictures of their children. And they have so much attachment and affection for their children. And the children, they don't care so much about the parents. But the parents have so much attachment for the children. Children, they don't worry about the parents. And even the child may be really bad, but the mother will still love the child there was this one case in the USA. There was one mass murderer. The man had killed more than 30 people. And when he was finally arrested and taken to court, they interviewed the man's mother. And the man's mother said, "Oh, my son, he's such a nice boy. I don't think he could have done all this. I don't think he could have killed all these people. He's such a nice boy." So, this is the nature of the mother, that even though the child may be really rascal number one and arch criminal, murderer, the mother will think, "Oh, he's a nice boy, he's a good boy." So they have that kind of love for their child. But parents are not the only one who have that kind of feeling for someone. Naturally affectionate. It may also be great devotees. Great devotees are also genuinely merciful. They have great devotees that will be compassionate. And the example is given that compassion is of two kinds. There is compassion which is coming from the modes of nature, and then there is compassion which is the intrinsic nature of a devotee. Lord Krishna himself doesn't really have that quality of compassion. Lord Krishna himself he's the source of all of these things. But he is not himself he doesn't display this quality of compassion. This is discussed a little bit by Shivaram Swami in his book. It says, because they're talking about mercy, about compassionate souls are naturally impelled to do good for others. They feel for the suffering of others. And they bestow their mercy without expecting anything in return. And Shivaram Swami writes, how many wicked creatures have been saved by the celestial Ganges of mercy that eternally flows from those saints whose hearts have melted in the fire of spontaneous compassion. And then the example is given, who is the emblem of compassion? Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj, although he was tortured by his father so much, but Prahlad, he's very compassionate, and he has that nature to love. So much so that he was concerned about his father. He didn't want his father to go to hell. So Prahlad Maharaj is an example of the great soul. He's compassionate on others. He cares about others. He said, I'm not worried about myself. He said, wherever I go, I can chant the holy name. But I'm concerned about other people who are trying to enjoy the material world, who are trying to find happiness out of this material existence where there is no real happiness. I'm concerned with real love for them. So this is the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. And similarly, parents, they have to go through all of these stuff. So Shivaram Swami writes, where there is selfless love, one will find genuine friendship, deep attachment, and the pure execution of householder life. This is the causeless love, unmotivated love of this world. But Lord Krishna, to be classed among the category of the compassionate and naturally affectionate souls, should it be like that? Is Krishna to be classed as being compassionate and affectionate? No, no. He should not, because the Lord is the source of all of these qualities. Individual jivas, they can be liberated or bound. But Lord Krishna, he is the source of the modes of nature. So these qualities cannot affect him, rather they're coming from him. We cannot say that Krishna is compassionate. He is situated in a category of his own. Selfish love is just a mutual exchange among cheaters. It possesses neither true intimacy nor virtue. I have nothing to do with such deceit, says Lord Krishna. On the other hand, that love which showers compassion and affection even upon those who are ungrateful is truly virtuous. So try to understand the nature of this love which is being described. Saints and parents, they remain within the circle of worldly love. While they generate pious credits and stimulate an affinity for spontaneous devotion, they are far removed from the ecstatic love that attracts my heart. Therefore, Lord Krishna said, I have no connection with such dealings. Right? Lord Krishna wants this kind of love which is only there among the Brijbasi people. They have that spontaneous mood of devotion which is unmotivated, which has no material connections. So all these other kinds of love, motivated, unmotivated, it's all worldly, it's all based on the bodily platform. Mothers and fathers love their children without motive. Their love is only for their offspring. Right? Mothers and fathers, they're feeling just for their own children. But Lord Krishna is the mother and father of all living beings. So his love is for everyone. How, therefore, can he be compared to worldly parents? You see, Lord Krishna is pointing out to the gopis. With the help of the acharyas, we can understand the fault and the accusation of the gopis. So Lord Krishna's love is very special. Krishna loves everyone, but not everyone receives his love. That is the difference. Krishna is in everyone's heart, and he's equal to everyone. He's giving everyone the opportunity to come to him, but not everyone is receiving his love. We give the example about the sun is shining. I wish it was shining here in Mayapur. Not shining, very cloudy here. But if the sun is shining, you could be in your room and have the curtains closed. You don't get any sunlight. You have to open the window, open the curtains, and let the light in. In the same way, Lord Krishna loves everyone. He's giving his mercy, his love to everyone. But who is receiving it? Only those people who are actually willing to receive his love. Common people, all just in the bodily platform. They just want lust. They don't want real love. Real love means to Krishna. Lord Krishna is always the father and he's the mother of everyone. But only those who accept his shelter can receive his love. So, only those devotees who have become very dear to Lord Krishna by their devotional service, only they actually get that love. Other people are just, they're the maidservants of the material energy, the material nature. Other people are just under the spell of the three modes of nature. But those who have really surrendered to Krishna, then they have the shelter of Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna shows his love to them. So we should understand, when we talk about parents, their only interest is their own offspring. Nowadays, of course, people don't even love their own children. They will have abortions and stuff like that. They don't just, not every parent loves their child, but generally, yeah, good parents, they'll have that kind of attachment for their own children. Lord Krishna loves everyone, but his affection is given to his devotees. We have to understand, Lord Krishna is the form. He has a entirely spiritual form. It is Satchit Ananda. And so he's never disturbed by grief. And without grief, then there can be no feeling of compassion. We want you to understand these points, you see. Without there being grief, then you cannot have compassion. So this is a surprise, of course. We may wonder, what? He doesn't have any compassion? So we explained there's two kinds of compassion. One is in the mode of goodness, and the other is the nature of a Vaishnava. So the compassion which is in the mode of goodness, that is material. Lord Krishna is controller of the modes of nature. He's never affected by the modes of nature. He controls them. And that compassion, that is the nature of a devotee. And what kind of devotee has that compassion? He should be a Madhyama devotee, right? The Kanista devotee, he's still endeavoring to cultivate compassion. And Uttama Adhikari, he doesn't have any compassion because he sees everyone already serving Krishna. But on the Madhyama platform, the preacher devotee, he will have compassion. He makes distinction. He can see distinctions. And so he's engaging everyone in Krishna's service. So it's the business of the Madhyama devotee to engage people in Krishna consciousness. All right? I think we'll have to stop and have a break here. Is it? Is it time for a break? Okay, but yeah, no, it's a bit early yet, isn't it?
Little bit
Yes,
early,
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Little early.
7:10, 7:15.
Yeah, but I'm on a different time here. Here it's 4:30. 7:10. Anyway, take a break just now. Let's have you, what is it, 10-minute break, is it?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Yes, Maharaj.
Alright, so we're going through these responses of the gopis to Lord Krishna. The response of Lord Krishna to the gopis' question. Right? The first suggestion was that Lord Krishna's love was motivated, or you could say it was conditional, based on some kind of reciprocation. So in this regard, we'll read from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur what he says. And he says, it cannot be conditional because the person with conditional love has attraction for those who help him fulfill his desires. And therefore, he does not give them misery. But you threw us into the fire of separation to kill us. So the gopis say, your love is neither unconditional, foreseeing our suffering. When you left us alone in the dense forest in the late night, you did not feel any sadness. In that we see some motive. Therefore, it is not unconditional. We can also understand that you are not indifferent to us, because we see that you try to make us both happy and sad, and you are also not hostile to us, neither you have permanent dislike or some other unfavorable quality in us. It is not permanent hostility, because we don't see it in you. It is also not for unfavorable qualities in us, because we do not have such unfavorableness to you. It is not proper to accuse you directly of desiring to kill trusting women servants, but it is proper to ask questions in the form of riddles, so that Lord Krishna himself will clearly answer whether he desires to kill trusting women or not. Because all the gopis were of similar mind, they reflected in a similar way. These gopis then spoke, O greatly wise one, consider this riddle, please speak. So in this way, Lord Krishna is answering to the gopis, and he's told them what he thought about the first kind of people that motivated, that that these people are just rascals. They're simply engaged in some business. Just like people do rituals, they perform fruitive activities, they want to get some benefit. And then the second class of people, we heard about parents or pure devotees who feel compassion, who come down to the intermediate level and try to deliver the suffering conditioned souls. So this was the second kind of people. They're the opposite from the motivated. They have unconditional respect. They don't expect any result for themselves, and they have unconditional love. Right? And now we're going to hear about the third kind of people. Where are we in the Bhagavatam?
19.
Text 19, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Text 19. Then there are those individuals who are spiritual self-satisfied, materially fulfilled, or by nature ungrateful or simply envious of superiors. Such persons will not love even those who love them. What to speak of those who are inimical?
Okay, thank you. We'll read a little bit from the Krishna book here. So Prabhupada says, better than the first class, meaning the motivated people, is the second class of men. Second class meaning that they're unmotivated, in spite of the opposite party's contrariness. Such sincere love can be seen when the father and mother love their children in spite of their children's neglect. The third class neither reciprocate nor neglect, and they can be further divided into two classes. One comprises the self-satisfied who do not require anyone's love. They are called Atmarama, which means they're absorbed in the thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and so do not care whether one loves them or not. Right? Atmarama means one who's taking pleasure in the self or in the soul. So if one is Atmarama, he's absorbed in thought of the Supreme Lord. He doesn't worry about the external world. He's not even conscious of the external world. His whole consciousness is on the Supreme Lord. So this is one class of person who neither reciprocates nor neglects. He's on the transcendental platform. He's Atmarama. There are great souls, Atmaramas, like Sukadeva Goswami, Lord Nityananda. They were Atmaramas. So they do not care whether one loves them or not. But another class comprises ungrateful men. They are called callous. The men in this group revolt against superior persons. For instance, a son, in spite of receiving all kinds of things from his loving parents, may be callous and not reciprocate. Those in this class are generally known as Guru Druha, which means they receive favors from the parents or the spiritual master and yet neglect them. So there are different kinds of people actually described here by the acharyas. Two classes. One is the self-atmarama. Another class of person is called aptakama. Aptakama meaning that they have already satisfied all their senses materially. They're not transcendental. Their focus is on the external energy, but they have no material desires. They've already had a lot of pleasure in the material world, and they're no longer desiring any further pleasure. They're finished with, they've seen through the glitter of the material world, and they're not so much absorbed in it. It may be somebody, some very rich man who's got so much wealth, he experiences all kinds of luxurious living and travels everywhere and experiences all kinds of pleasures and material life, and then just becomes disgusted. He's no more interested in it anymore. It doesn't mean anything to him anymore. He's already experienced everything. So in that way, he is also, he's not interested in reciprocating, and he doesn't neglect either.
What is the term you used? Bhaktaram. What is it?
Aptakama.
Aptakama. Okay.
Right? We read the Sanskrit there. Where's the Sanskrit? If you see the Sanskrit in text 19, right? Aptakama. Atmarama hi aptakama akritagna guru druha. Right? So the second half of text 19 are describing the four kinds of people who are inimical, who couldn't care. They don't care. Have you seen it, Prabhu? Aptakama.
Yes.
Those who have
how they are related with the gopis, kindly relate them.
The gopis said there were three classes of people, right? Some people are motivated, some people are not motivated, and then some people are inimical or indifferent.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, this aptakama is indifferent.
Aptakama, yes, it's indifferent. It means that they're fully satisfied materially. They have no material desires. They have everything.
Achha.
They have all the money. Somebody like maybe who's some rich man, Bill Gates or something like that. Some very rich person who has a big company, a big business. He has a lot of money. He doesn't have to think about enjoying. He's already had everything. He's enjoyed everything. So he is aptakama.
At this, the persons in the previous sloka, Krishna says, fail to reciprocate. Who devotedly serve, and another set is who fail to reciprocate.
Right.
And with them are following the true faultless path of religion. I mean, are this separate categories or the same person when he's referring to in the previous sloka? Who devotedly serve, even those who fail to reciprocate with them, are following the true faultless path of religion, and they are true well-wishers. I mean, who are these people here among the four?
Well, the true well-wishers, this was the second class. They have no true friendship, nor are they following the true principles of religion. Is it from there? Text?
It is the previous slok, text 18.
Text 18.
So
okay, so text 18.
Is he explaining this sort of people here in the in the text 19? He's talking of
some people are genuinely merciful or like parents, naturally affectionate. These people, this is the unmotivated class of people. The first class was the motivated. This text 18 is the unmotivated. They're like parents, naturally affectionate. They bring up the child, they don't expect anything from the child. In the same way, a liberated soul like Narada Muni or Prahlad may deliver some conditioned souls. They do it just out of their own compassion, not to get anything, not to get any benefit for themselves. They just do it out of some compassion.
And this Atmakama, Aptakama are these people?
No, Aptakama come in the fourth category. Text 19.
Okay.
Text 19, you'll see the second half of the verse. Atmarama hi Aptakama akritagna guru druha. There are four categories of people mentioned there, and they're all in the category of people who are ungrateful, or they don't care.
This text 18 is the fifth category. Oh.
No. Text 18 is the second category. The second category was the unmotivated. Text 17 was the first category, the motivated. Then text 18 is the unmotivated. And then text 19 is the neutral, or the one who are, they don't care.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Maharaj.
All right, so the four kinds of people are mentioned. Text 19. Did we read text 19? Did someone read it yet?
Yes, we have read.
Yes, done.
Right, it's already read, right. So, individuals who are spiritually self-satisfied means Atmarama. Those are Atmarama, they're spiritually self-satisfied. Their interest is focused on the super soul. They're not interested, they don't focus on anything material. They're detached from the material world. And then the second class, materially fulfilled. That's the Aptakama, materially fulfilled. Their focus is on the external energy. they're not transcendentalists, but they're not desiring to enjoy. Also, they've already enjoyed everything. All right? And then you have the akritagna, meaning those who are ungrateful. Ungrateful. Being grateful is a very important quality for devotees to cultivate. I was listening to Narayani Mataji talk, and she was saying that there's one devotee, he's my godbrother, and every morning he will offer his obeisances to the Supreme Lord and all the acharyas, and he will offer his obeisances to all his godbrothers and godsisters who have helped him in his Krishna consciousness. So that's a very nice mood to have, to be grateful to people who have helped us in our spiritual life. We should have that kind of mood. But this kind of person, this person who's mentioned here, akritagna, those who are ungrateful, you see? So they're not grateful. It's not very nice kind of person. No matter how much you try to help them, try to do for them, they don't appreciate. And sometimes children are like that with their parents. Their parents may try to do so much for them, but the children don't appreciate, oh, it's not enough. Oh, you know, all the children, they're all going to America to study. My parents are only sending me to Germany. You know, it's not good enough, you know, my parents, you know, all my friends, they're going to America to study, but I can only go to Europe. You know, sometimes like that kind of thing. Children, difficult to satisfy them. So, kritagna, ungrateful. We do need to cultivate a grateful attitude to appreciate what is being given to us. So, and then there is the guru druha, meaning those who are inimical to superiors. Those who are inimical to superiors. It means people like Ashwatthama. He was really Guru Druha. He was so bad. He killed the sons of Draupadi while they were sleeping. And then he sent released the weapon. So he released his Ashwatthama. What weapon is it called again?
Brahmastra.
Brahmastra.
Okay, so he released the weapon against the womb of Parikshit while he's in the womb of Uttara. He wants to destroy the child. So he was very Guru Druha, you know, he did a lot of nasty things. But somehow also, he's an Amara, and he couldn't die, but he was cursed that he would live without any friendship. And so, but somehow he got some mercy that he was able to be in Vrindavan, and he was able to hear people chant the names of Krishna and to hear the chanting of the glories of Lord Krishna. And in this way he was able to gradually purify himself. And so it said at the end of this kalpa, Ashwatthama will have another function. He'll become one of the Saptarishis who are serving under Dhruvaloka there. So we don't want to say anything bad about him. So even people who commit offences can be purified.
So Maharaj, how he is Guru Droha? So who is the superior to whom he has he was inimical to? Guru Droha mainly it will be, is it not that Guru or superior means who was superior to Aswathama here?
Well, Ashwatthama, I said he killed the sleeping sons of Draupadi. So his behavior was very terrible.
But these Guru Drohas are those who are inimical to superiors.
Yes. So Pandavas are his superiors.
Oh.
Pandavas are all his superiors. So certainly he did not behave properly. There's other kinds of Guru Druha. There's also, sometimes they don't know who did something to it. They just have some hatred towards people. Actually, it's described in the writings of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says, he explains in his purport here to this section, he said, Krishna answers the third question of the gopis. If some persons do not respect or respond to those who respect them, what is the question of respecting those who do not respect them? So there are of 4 types in decreasing value. First is the Atmarama, who does not desire for external enjoyment, and he takes delight in the self alone. The second type is the Aptakama. Aptakama means he is interested in external enjoyment, but he has satisfied his desires, and therefore he does not want enjoyment from others. He's already satisfied his desires. He's tried everything. So he's not interested in anymore. Aptakama. Aptakama. The third type is the ungrateful person. Akritagna. The ungrateful person desires to take enjoyment from others. He is not aware of what others have done for him. The fourth type is the Guru Druha, who does not acknowledge what others have done for him. Right? He doesn't acknowledge that these people have helped me.
So this person,
huh?
You said Apritagna or ungrateful, they don't acknowledge for others what they have done. Apritagna, that you said. And Gurudra also same. They don't acknowledge for others what they have done.
The third type is the ungrateful. He desires to take enjoyment from others. He desires to take enjoyment from others. He is not aware of what others have done for him. That's the third type. The fourth type is he does not acknowledge what others have done for him. but rather he shows hatred towards them. And he shows hatred without any good reason. Right? The third type, he is not aware what others have done for him. But the fourth type, they hate others. And if there is a cause for hatred, then that hatred is not so bad. But hatred can be of a lesser, it can be of a greater or lesser degree, depending on the reason behind it. If there's no cause, then it's very bad. And if you have a reason, then it's not quite so bad. And one may hate one who protects. You may hate somebody who's protecting, you may hate them because they're protecting. And if somebody may be injured because they're faithful to the superiors, and you may injure them. So that is also Guru Druha. So there are three types of Guru Druha: those who do not respect others, so in the answer to the first question was a selfish person, right? The first person, motivated, he's a selfish person. And then the example of this, in the second question, unmotivated, you've got people like Prahlad and people like the mother and father. Now, in the third question, there are 6 different kinds of people given. Right? Because you've got the Atmarama, you've got the Aptakama, you've got the Kritagna, and you've got 3 different kinds of Guru Druha. So in all there are 9 examples given. All right? Yes?
This third one, what I understood is that such person will not love even those who love them. Under this category, these 4 are coming: Atmaram, Atmakama, Akritagna and Gurudraha. All of these 4, they do not love others even though somebody loves them. As per this translation, what I understood is this one. The third category person, they are such persons, they will not love even those who love them. So these are the 4 categories, they are coming under this.
Okay. Right? So altogether you have 9 examples given.
Maharaj, could you please explain?
That is some other Acharya has given, but as per this translation and as per this shloka, what I felt, this is the written here.
Yeah, there's Atmarama, there's Aptakama, and there's a Kritagna, and then there's a Guru Droha.
Yes, all 4 these, they don't love even those who love them.
Right.
And among these Guru Draha, 3 types.
Yes.
What are the
first-
3 types of Guru Druha, Maharaj? Could you please explain again?
Yes, we're reading them from the translation of this Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So Guru Druha is one who does not acknowledge what others have done for him, and he shows hatred towards them. And his hatred has no good reason. There's no reason why he should hate other people. That's one type. One is he has no reason. The other is he has some reason for hating them. Just like you could say Drona, he had a hate for people. He had a good reason for hating them, right? They had killed his father. That was his thinking like that. You know, his father Dronacharya had been killed. So if there's a cause for hatred, then that hatred is meager. But it is still Guru Druha. And then you have hatred of one who protects. Somebody gives protection, you may hate them because they're protecting. So that is also Guru Druha. You hate someone who is protecting. And the fourth type is to injure someone who is faithful, who is a faithful devotee. So these three types of Guru Druha are those who do not respect others. Right? Three types of Guru Druha. One is the cause for hatred, and the other is there's no cause for hatred, and the other is he gives protection. One who gives protection. One who protects from injuring someone who is faithful. Do you agree with that, Prabhu?
Yes.
What have you got in your purport?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, Maharaj. It is
Thank you.
Understood. Thank you. So Maharaj, summary is out of these three. First one is that who show affection for each other only to benefit themselves, they are motivated and conditional.
Yes.
Number two is that they serve genuinely even those who fail to reciprocate, like parents. Unconditional love.
Yes, but also pure devotees.
Pure devotees. And number three is that
like
such
Prahlad
and
Narada Muni.
And number three was this we discussed, such persons they will not love even though who love them. So these categories, four categories are coming out of that.
Well, the third category, you said that the third category is that,
Maharaj, this Sanskrit slok, what it is telling, bhajatopi navai kachit, bhajanto bhajato putaha. And in the translation, it is given that second sentence, it is given. Such persons will not love even those who love them. what to speak of those who are inimical?
Yeah, yeah, but there's four kinds of people, right? Four types.
They are coming, all of them are coming under this.
All right, so the four types. One is Atmarama,
Aptokama,
Aptakama,
Kritagna, Akritagna, and this Guru Droha.
yes, right, Guru Druha. Right. And Kritagna, the ungrateful. And the fourth is the Guru Druha. Guru Druha meaning, what is the meaning? Guru Druha?
Those who are inimical to superiors.
Yes, right. And they cause harm. They want to injure and do harm to them. Hatred of their superiors for no reason.
So Maharaj, we saw the three types before Guru Druha, and Guru Druha there are four types. So 4 plus 3.
No, Guru Druha there are three types.
We counted 4, no? Who does not acknowledge what others have done for him, rather shows excessive hatred toward them, causing causeless hatred. Second is, if there is cause for hatred, then that hatred is meager, but that's classified as Guru Druha, being of a lesser degree. Then we said hatred of one who protects one. And then last is injuring one who is faithful to one is Guru Druha. And then it says in all there are 9 examples that are given.
Well, it says three types of Guru Druha. So somewhere, I think there's something maybe that it's not edited right. Prabhu, you can help us from your Bengali text?
No,
what
so
is...
I'll just third one. It is actually Lord Krishna is answering the third one. First two we have understood. Third one he is answering that such persons, they will not love even those who love them. What to speak of those who are inimical. And under this category, there are 4. Atmaram, Atmakama, Akritagna and Guru Druha. And Maharaj said, under Guru Druha, there are 3 types of Guru Druha.
What are the 3 types of Guru Druha?
Who do not acknowledge, shows hatred for someone with some reason. And the second category is there is a cause for hatred, and he shows hatred. And third category is he shows hatred or is inimical to the protector who is a faithful devotee.
Yes, right. I think that's the 3 categories.
But we also have injuring one who is faithful to one.
Well, that is hatred or injury, same thing.
Yeah. I think they're related. Do you not have that in the Bengali text?
No, Maharaj, I am seeing English only. I have not opened the Bengali text.
Yeah, I need to check up on this, the editing on this. It's not done, maybe not quite correct, how it's worded. Does anybody have a hard copy? I only have this soft copy, which is not edited very well. Does anyone have a hard copy edition of this? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's comments on this section of Bhagavatam? Nobody answer?
I'm checking.
I have, Maharaj.
Huh?
I have.
You have?
Yes, this one.
So, can you check that for us? And could you check, please, Madaji, and just check the purport of chapter 32, text 19. What is the purport there?
So I can read, Maharaj.
You can read?
Yes.
Okay, read it to us.
Okay. This
read from the point. from the point
Yes.
where it says,
Yes. That Vishwanath Chakravati Thakur said, this is 4 type of Guru Droha, who is inimically to his superior. He does not acknowledge what others have done for him, and rather so excessive-hearted toward them for no good reason. Those who have a reason for being inimical are called Alpa Dhruva, a lower degree class of Guru Droha. In addition, those who show hatred toward one who renders protection are Guru Droha. And those who are injury one who is faithful are Guru Droha. These 3 types of Guru Droha are those who do not respect others.
okay, thank you. So hatred for one who protects the Guru, and hatred for one who, an injury or injuring one who is faithful. Injuring one who is faithful is also Guru Druha. And then I think maybe the first two are to get either you know the reason, or some people doesn't know the reason. It's difficult. Desires to take and is not aware. The 4th type is Guru Druha. What does? Doesn't acknowledge what others have done for him.
The 4th type of the Guru Droha, who is inimically to his superior, who does not acknowledge what others have done for him, and rather show excessive hatred toward them for no good reason.
Okay.
Maharaj, can I just try to reiterate my understanding based on this text which I pasted? There are 3 kinds of Guru Dhruvas. Yeah.
Yes.
One is if one has a cause for hatred, then that is the first category. Okay, but it is qualified saying that hatred is meager, and it is classed as Guru Droha still, even though it will be of a lesser degree. That's first category.
Okay.
The second category is hatred of one who protects you, protects one. So that is the second category. So somebody is protecting us. That is also categorized as Guru Droha. And the third is injury of one who is faithful to one is also Guru Droha. That's the way I can, articulate.
Yeah, I think that's right, Prabhu. I agree with that. Yeah.
So.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Is everybody okay with this?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, so nine examples are there, right? The 9 examples, beginning with the motivated, and then the unmotivated, who are like, we had 2 examples there. There was one example that motivated, and then the second question, there were 2 examples. There was the example of the pure devotees like Prahlad, and then also the mother and the parents. And then the third question, there were 6 examples. We had the Atmarama, the Aptakama, the Kritagna, and 3 Guru Droha. All right? So altogether 9 examples are there. Everyone is clear on this? Okay. So the gopis have been questioning Krishna about this. In Srivaran Swami's book Na Parayeham, he writes how he says the indictment of the gopis was that Sri Hari was neither a hetuka, meaning motivated, nor an ahaituki, unmotivated lover. He was neither a motivated lover nor an unmotivated lover. They charged him with the offense of not being affectionate to anyone, a severe reprimand and stern condemnation indeed. So this is the mood of the gopis, that they say to Lord Krishna, they're saying to Krishna that you're just, you don't give affection to anyone, not being affectionate to anyone. What kind of person is that? And now, is that actually possible? Would Krishna actually do like that? Of course, we know Lord Krishna is not really like that. But they're so upset. The gopis were so devoted to Mukunda that separation from him was a punishment worse than death. Knowing this, he called them into the forest in the midst of their household duties, only to disappear without so much as a word. What else could the gopis conclude? So Krishna was indifferent to their love. By their question, they announced, even by loving him with all our hearts, his affection remains inaccessible. So this is what the gopis are thinking about Krishna. And what was Krishna's answer? So anyway, understanding the concern of his girlfriends, Lord Krishna described 4 categories of ingrates. Ingrates, right? We've heard about different people who are not grateful. So 4 categories: the Atmaramas, the Aptakamis, the Akritagyas, and the Guru Druhas. They're all ingrates. They don't appreciate. Contrary to the conviction of the gopis, Lord Krishna belonged to none of these categories, and that is but the shadow of the hidden glory of his love. We have to understand these things carefully, right? So Lord Krishna detailed altogether 7 categories of lovers in response to the 3 groupings prepared or proposed by the gopis. To allay their fears, Lord Krishna excluded himself from any such classification. And he said, there are those who are spiritually self-satisfied. Right? Who are those who are spiritually self-satisfied?
Atmarama.
Yes. And there are those who are materially fulfilled. What were their... Yes. And those who are by nature ungrateful.
Akritagna.
Or simply envious of superiors.
Gurudraha.
Yes. Such persons will not love even those who love them. What to speak of those who are inimical? Such persons will not love even those who love them. What to speak of those who are inimical? So one may ask, who are the Atmaramas? Is Krishna Atmarama? What do you say? Atmaramas are those peaceful sages who exhibit full mental and sensual control due to continuous meditation upon the Supersoul. Being self-satisfied, they have no interest in the material world, and for them the love and affection of the worldly minded holds no attraction. They are like the immovable Himalayas, fully established in themselves, independent of anyone else. All right? So that's the position of Atmaramas. So the question is the Lord such an Atmarama? Well, the reply, Krishna is an Atmarama, but he is not included in the category of Atmaramas. The Bhagavatam sloka, beginning with Atmaramas Chamunayo, can be explained in many hundreds of ways, and Gaura Krishna shall do so in the future. Although Lord Krishna must certainly be self-satisfied because he's the Supersoul, and from him Atmaramas gain their qualities. But he cannot be compared to any of them. After all, Lord Krishna is the omniscient, all-pervasive witness within everyone's heart. But the Atmaramas of this world are limited beings. Okay? Furthermore, as the benevolent benefactor of every living entity, Lord Krishna is not indifferent to the needs of the countless jivas throughout the creation. He fulfills the desires of everyone. How then can the allegation of indifference be put against him? The gopis were saying, Krishna is indifferent. He doesn't care about anyone. This is the position. This was the complaint of the gopis, that this Lord Krishna is not caring about anyone. But Lord Krishna is fulfilling everyone's desire since time immemorial. Sarvasya chaham hridisani visto matak smritir jnanam ambohanam. So we have to understand the position of Lord Krishna. So then the conversation continues. Then, does Lord Krishna, the full-fledged Atmarama, who is sympathetic to the needs of all, does he not give special consideration to his surrendered devotees? So the answer is, Lord Krishna is self-satisfied due to possessing unlimited, self-sufficient opulences. But when he savors the love of his devotees, he comes to hanker for their service and renounces his station as the topmost Atmarama. Just like Lord Krishna enjoyed with the gopis in the night, in the rasa dance. So he gives up his position as being Atmarama to please his devotees. Even though he's self-satisfied, he wants to satisfy the gopis. So we have to understand Lord Krishna is the friend of the devotees. He feels blessed by the ecstatic love of his devotees. And in the excitement of serving them, he will give up his self-satisfied nature. In this way, he greedily relishes the flavors of their love. So, this is very important points to understand Lord Krishna. And then Shivaram Swami goes on, he talks about, he says, do you remember the Lord's words to Durvasa Muni? The sage had committed an offense to the great devotee Maharaj Ambarish, who was worshipping Lord Krishna nearby. So Durvasa got scorched by the Sudarshan Chakra, and he fell at the feet of the Lord, and the Lord told him, the Lord said, I am completely under the control of my devotees. I am not independent. My devotees are completely devoid of material desires, and I sit only within the core of their heart. What to speak of my devotees, even those who are devotees of my devotees, are very dear to me. Without saintly persons, for whom I am the only destination, I do not desire to enjoy my transcendental bliss or my supreme opulence. So we should acknowledge Lord Krishna as being fully self-satisfied, but at the same time, he is not indifferent. He is the wish-fulfilling supersoul within all beings. His subservience to his devotees' love adds to his glory. He considers this asset his greatest treasure, the only guarantee for his life's perfection. So, like this, we understand the position of Lord Krishna. So we should understand Lord Krishna is not like the Atmaramas referred to by the gopis. No, he's not like them. So then they say, well, let us hear about the Aptakamis. And is Lord Krishna one of them? Aptakamis. He says, well, every desire is fulfilled and consequently requires nothing in this world. And consequently, nothing in this world is known as an aptakama. one whose every desire is fulfilled and requires nothing in this world, then that person is an aptakama. Like Atmaramas, they are indifferent. But unlike Atmaramas, they take refuge in the external world instead of the super soul. The Atmaramas take refuge in the super soul, but the Aptakamas, they take refuge in the material world. At the same time, they're fully satisfied. So such souls achieve whatever they desire, and they destroy any impediment which obstructs their happiness. Whether they are loved or not is not important for them. They have no need to fulfill, and thus require nothing from anyone. So the question is asked, are they not like someone whose belly is full and feels no attraction for the most palatable food? And they say, yes, that's right. How unfortunate, said some people. Aptakama have no need to show affection, and like Atmaramas, they are indifferent. But Sri Krishna is not like them. He is Atmarama, but differs from other Atmaramas. And he is Aptakama, but cannot be compared to other Aptakamas. Why is that? The question is asked. Because he is subjected by the devotee's love. He feels the need to protect and maintain the devotees. Although he needs nothing, he can't help but fulfill the desire of his devotees. Because his devotees only desire to serve him, he becomes obliged to welcome and reciprocate their love. So in answer to the gopis' charge, Lord Krishna says, my dear Sakis, do not accuse me of being an indifferent aptakami. Truly, I am not so. So then the question is asked, it says, well, the other day I saw Krishna and he was begging for Gauri's affection. So is that the behavior of someone who's aptakama? Is begging for the affection of some woman? So what happened? So Radharani became angry at her lover when he teased her. I saw this incident. And then there's a description about the pastime. Radha and Govinda were nicely seated in the midst of Lalita and the other gopis. And while praising Radharani, Lord Krishna called her Chandra Mukhi. But he swallowed the second word Mukhi, and Radharani only heard him say Chandra. So when Radharani heard this Chandra, she thought that Krishna's remembering Chandravali. So when Radharani heard that, she became furious. Her name, Chandravali's name, had accidentally come out on the lips of Lord Krishna and revealed the truth. And she thought, what a trickster! Oh, she thought, oh, she was so angry. So So Radharani pushed the hand away, and her eyes were brimming with the tears of rage. And she said, I will not look at him. I will not speak to him. I will not touch him ever again. How dare he call me Chandra to my face in my very own kunj? Get him out of here. So, this is the left-wing gopi. And Lord Krishna was enjoying Radharani's anger. Just like a gourmet enjoys a big feast of sweets. Now he was relishing a change from her previous mood of submissive affection. The question was, how long could he tolerate her neglect? So this is a typical kind of pastime which takes place between Radha and Krishna. These kind of loving exchanges. Radharani getting angry and then Krishna having to pacify her, making some arrangement.
Maharaj, I have one question.
Yeah?
Earlier in the day, you said that what are our position? Then you answered that we are in the Radharani's group. We are left wing. So that the qualities and attitudes of left wing gopis, they are jealously angered and they are not satisfied with the work of their hero. They are never under the control of the hero. So do we join in that team?
Well, we follow Rupa Goswami. You have to study Rupa Goswami's instructions on how to execute sadhana bhakti and cultivating sadhana bhakti. We're following the rules and regulations. We're not exactly on that level of taking part in her team, but it's nice to hear about these things.
Yes, yes. Yes, Maharaj, okay.
Our real business is to do hearing and chanting and to cultivate our creeper of devotion.
Yes, Maharaj, it's fine.
Okay, are there any other questions here? Is everyone clear about what we've covered today? We're hearing.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah?
Just now, previous you said Krishna was with some gopis. The gopis cannot see another Krishna. Only the Krishna present with their own. You can see like a the other restaurants like 16,000. Cannot see 60,000 Krishna. Only alone beside him. The gopi can see. Is it true, Maharaj?
Yes?
Oh. Thank you, Maharaj.
Yes, when we hear the pastimes of Krishna, we have to put aside our false ego and put aside our mind, kick our mind out the door and just simply hear about Lord Krishna and his pastimes. That the spiritual world is somewhere different from our experience of the material world. You know, we don't know anything really about the spiritual world, but we can hear from these shastras, from these different accounts which are given by great acharyas, we can understand something of the mood of the spiritual world.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Okay, any other question? Okay. So we heard the three questions of the gopis. They wanted to know about what Krishna thought about the three different kinds of love. Three different kinds of love. One is motivated, one is unmotivated, and one is not motivated, not unmotivated, just simply doesn't care, neutral. So they wanted to know what did Krishna consider was the best about these different kinds of loving exchanges. So Lord Krishna told them that the first kind of exchange, material, motivated, loving exchange, is just simply a business, and it's not really love at all. It's just simply lust. So from these kind of questions, we're understanding more what is lust and what is real love. So lust is simply a business. You satisfy my senses, I will satisfy your senses. Rejected, the first kind. And then the second kind of exchange was described, unmotivated love. And that was, example was given about how a child may have no real appreciation for the parents, that the parents may labor so much to bring up the child. And the child doesn't have any real appreciation for what his parents are doing for them. But at the same, another example was also given about compassion, that the great souls who are compassionate, they care about the souls who are fallen in the material world, and they do try to deliver them. So there were two kinds of categories of people there in the second class. You had the great souls, the Mahatmas, who are Madhyama Adhikaris, because they're preachers. Uttama Adhikaris, they don't preach, they see everybody's already serving Krishna. And the Kanista, he doesn't know anything about compassion. He's simply a neophyte devotee. He's still beginning his devotional kripa. But the Madhyama devotee, he can make distinction, and he can be compassionate, and he can deliver the conditioned souls by his instructions. And we have a lot of examples like that about Prahlad Maharaj, how he prayed for souls to be delivered, and Narada Muni, how he prayed for Nala Kuvera and Manigriva to be delivered. Different examples are there in our Shastra. And then on the third level, we have those souls who are indifferent to everything. They're neither motivated or unmotivated. They don't have the real feeling for anything. They're indifferent to every callous. So we had the examples of these different people. We had the Atmarama, who's on the highest level of these people. Atmarama, he's a transcendentalist. He doesn't want to get involved in material dealings. So he's indifferent to all of these different loving exchanges. Better to stay away from these things. You know, if one is actually a transcendentalist, doesn't want to get involved in these things. You know, if a couple were having an argument, it's better to let them work it out for themselves rather than to go and try and get involved, you know. You know, you may hear them yelling and shouting and screaming at each other, but it's better just to leave them and let them work it out for themselves. If you go there and get involved, they may both turn on you, and and you end up getting a lot of problem from them. So better to leave them and let them work out the problem for themselves, usually. So Atmaramas, they're like that. They're transcendentalists. They're fixed on the Supreme, meditation on the Supreme Lord. They're not concerned with the material energy. But the Aptakami person, he's also self-satisfied. He has no material desires. He's already enjoyed everything material. He has everything. Any kind of sense gratification, it's available for him anytime he wants it, if he wants it, but he doesn't want it. He's not interested. He's already tried everything and he's not interested. So like that, he's indifferent to the material energy. His focus is on the material energy. He's not a transcendentalist. Hasn't realized the Supreme, but he's detached from sense gratification, in that sense, somewhat detached. It's situated peacefully. So the Aptakami, Atmarama, Aptakami, and then Kritagna, who is what's the term? He's
ungrateful.
Ungrateful, thank you. Yes, right. We talked about it. It's important. We have to cultivate a feeling of gratitude. You know, it's such a good fortune to have the mercy of devotees and to be able to take shelter in a Krishna temple. And we should feel very grateful to the people who are maintaining temples and looking after that. And we should be very grateful to all the devotees who help us in our Krishna consciousness. We get a lot of shelter, you know, and we're encouraged to take shelter. Everyone should have some kind of spiritual mentors who will help to guide them through their spiritual lives and help them face the difficulties in the material world. It's important. So that kind of gratitude, cultivating that feeling of gratitude is very, very important. Ungrateful people, they don't have that mood. They don't appreciate anyone. So it's not very nice, they're not very nice people to associate with. They're often critical of everything. And they have no feeling of gratitude for anything. So that kind of association is not very pleasant. And then we had also the Guru Droha, the different categories of people, 3 different kinds of people who hate the superiors. They have a hatred towards them. They haven't got a very nice mood. So these kind of people, they're all ungrateful, unsatisfied people, got a lot of complaints. So Lord Krishna, of course, he's not like that. He's a transcendentalist. He's happy, he's blissful. We see he's smiling. He came in the midst of the gopis smiling. And he's not upset with the gopis for asking these questions to him. Rather, he's answering them, giving them wonderful answers to help them to understand the nature of his loving dealing. So we'll hear more about his loving dealings tomorrow. Are there any other questions or points?
Maharaj, can I just understand this Aptakami? We said they don't have any material desires, but still their focus is on the material energy. So what is it that they would want from the material world if they're not interested, don't have any material desires?
Well, just like if someone's a really rich person, somebody's really wealthy, he's got a lot of money, every unlimited amount of money and resources, and can do whatever he wants, when it's in that kind of situation, an Aptakami. He has everything. He's tried everything materially. He's been through different things, and he's just been through the material world, and he's put it aside. He understood. He's not really getting any great happiness out of it, and he can just focus on the external. He's not a transcendentalist, but at the same time, he's peaceful. He doesn't have any burning ambitions, what he wants. He's already done everything. He's achieved everything. So he doesn't have any great ambitions or anything. He's just happy to go on with what he's got. He's satisfied, he's satisfied with the material, without having any kind of transcendental knowledge.
Someone in Sattva-guna doesn't have it.
Yeah, sometimes people like that in Sattva-guna, they're not devotees, but somehow they're more in Sattva-guna. Yeah, they're enjoying their knowledge and their happiness and their money and like that. Yeah. Okay, any other questions or comments? Anything? So tomorrow we'll go on and finish the chapter. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.